So it looks like we're going to get a miniaturized version of another classic gaming system. This time it is the PC Engine, also known as the TurboGrafx-16 in North America. This was released originally in Japan in 1987, then in North America as the TurboGrafx-16 in 1989. According to Wikipedia, it was released in France in 1989 and then the UK and Spain in 1990. But as someone who's from the UK, I don't recall this ever being available in the shops. I'm sure it got a limited release, but I don't recall that. But I am quite aware of the PC Engine. When I was reading gaming magazines religiously in 1988, 1989, 1990, 1991, there was always an advertisement for imports, and the PC Engine was one that was always being advertised. Now, the reason that no one really got it was the expense. It was very expensive to import it, and it was cheaper to just buy Sega Mega Drive, Sega Genesis in North America, or to buy a SNES, which was also released, I think, 1991. So yes, it was available in the UK, but very few normal people got it. I'm sure some business people got it, or some spoiled kids, but it wasn't really popular. Now, you can see here it was released, well, it's released this time by Konami. I think that's how you pronounce it. It was originally developed by NEC. So I was a little bit surprised to see their name associated with it, but I suspect they've just bought the intellectual property and they're releasing it. Call it jumping on the bandwagon, call it what you want. But to be honest, I'm all for this. I'm not sure I want to order it yet. There's no release date and there's no pricing yet, so I'm not going to make a decision on that yet. But you can see that there's three versions. The blue and black version is what we will get in Europe. The classic white is what you'll get in Japan, and then North America, obviously, TurboGrafx-16. Looking at these designs, I would argue my own preference is that the PC Engine here has the best design. I think the clean white design is the nicest. I'm not sure if it's going to go yellow, but it's nice. It's got a small form factor. I would argue that TurboGrafx-16 is probably the second nicest, but I'm looking at it, it's going to be a little bit bigger than the European version, but these are all small anyway. If you look at the pictures, you can see, this fits in the palm of your hand. It looks like it's a wired controller, and it looks like it's USB ports for those controllers. It says here there is an option for 5 players using a multi-tap, which you have to buy separately. There's a quick save mode for games, and there's various display modes. But the website isn't really telling you too much about it. It just links to that video that I was showing you there, and it talks about it being originally released in 1987. And it's got some of the games that will be included so far. So these are the same games that we're getting in Europe and North America, but in Japan the games are different. In the UK, Europe, and North America, it seems to be R-Type, New Adventure Island, Ninja Spirit, Wise Book 1 and 2, Dungeon Explorer, and Alien Crush. But they're going to add more titles later. Drip feed, this is the same way that Sega have handled it with the Sega Genesis and Sega Mega Drive Mini. But we'll just scroll down here. You can see that the games are the same. And you can see this console does look a little bit bigger. You can see in the guy's hand it is bigger, which is good for anyone in North America that you're getting a replica of the original console, but it's a little bit annoying as well. It's a little bit bigger. As I say, the Japanese version, I think this design looks better. Maybe you disagree. But down at the bottom here, you can see that there's different games that have been included. So I'm not sure they're going to handle it. I suspect that they're going to cater some of the games for the Japanese market, and then the other games, maybe certain games weren't converted to English or whatever. But I don't know how they're going to handle that. But it looks like a lot of good games will be coming out in Japan alone, such as this one, Castlevania. So yeah, there's not a lot to go by so far, I would say. I've seen some rumours of what games will be included. Everyone's been talking on social media about what games they would like to see included. But, as I said, I'm aware of the console. I remember it being mentioned in magazines a lot. But other than playing a few games on an emulator about 15 years ago or so, I don't really know much about this system other than what I've read. But this is one that, price dependent, I'd maybe pick up. And it's not a nostalgic reason. It's because I've never played these games, and this would be a great way to play it. I'm sure there's going to be wireless versions of controllers being released by other companies, and hopefully there's functionality to hook up other wireless controllers. But you know, this is all we've got so far. There really isn't a lot of information yet about it. It's really a teaser trailer. They've got the website up, but they've just kind of teased a few games. So there you go, guys. This is the PC Engine Mini, known as the PC Engine Core Graphics Mini in the UK. What a stupid name. And then the TurboGrafx-16 in North America, which is very popular. I know this system was very popular in North America. Kind of annoying that we didn't get it here in the UK, but well, Wikipedia says we did, but I can assure you I didn't really remember seeing this. It would have been a very limited release if it did get released. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, I'd love to hear your opinion on this. You know, there's been a barrage of these recently. There's been a lot of these consoles. This Sony PS1, surprisingly, I've not tested it yet, but by all accounts it was a failure. Everyone said it was horrible. But the SNES and NES was successful, and the Sega Genesis Mega Drive Mini looks like it's going to be good as well. Hopefully this one does hit the mark. But let me know what you think in the comment area, guys, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care.